taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
Taking things out of context.
Out of context.
Taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
In the context.
We have more context.
Out of context.
Taken out of context.
That is so out of context.
And take shit out of context.
Out of context.
Deeply out of context.
You're taking it out of context.
No, hey, hold on. So we're gonna flesh this out because I don't want nobody saying we don't take things in context.
Clipped me out of context.
It was out of context.
It's hard for your words to be taken out of context.
The full context.
In a modern day context.
Tell me the context.
Another important reminder as to why context is so important. So,
hello everybody, welcome back.
Straight out of
context. I'm Barbara Ann, fair use disclaimer, First Amendment, free speech disclaimer. Not Gypsy Rose Blanchard out here doing the absolute most. I'm going to talk about it really quick because I don't address this very often. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is out here still calling herself a social media influencer. An influencer of what, may you ask? Well, the answer to that depends on who you're asking. Yes, I am not playing. She is still calling herself a public figure, an author, a social media influencer. And her linked tree is still earning commissions. And she's still plugging Ken Urker's Instagram page, even though he hasn't been active on Instagram, which is funny because he was active on Instagram when she wasn't. And she posted this on her Instagram stories, asking her subscribers and followers if they prefer her blonde or brunette. Gypsy Rose is pushing 40 and she still is so impulsive and erratic about her hair. She hasn't even grown her hair back after shaving most of it, which to me is very tragic because the one thing Gypsy aesthetically had going for her when she got out of prison is that she did have very beautiful, long, natural, and thick hair. But before I show this next clip under fair use, I'm going to make this point very short and sweet. Ryan Anderson is losing interest, and he is losing interest in people fast. And I'm actually very shocked by that because Ryan Anderson has been able to hold on to people's attention, socially speaking, and on social media much better than Gypsy Rose Blanchard herself has been able to. But his live viewership has plummeted from thousands to maybe 500, if that, per live. And because he is blocking people relentlessly and endlessly, people have really started to see what I've been saying for the last couple months. And he accidentally slipped up and said it, that he didn't make his gift quota. Yes, that means that in this economy, in the state of not only the world, but America, he is expecting and relying on everybody who joins his live panels over on TikTok to purchase his cameos and give him monetary gifts, instead of just doing the real work of actually writing a book or really making content. A lot of people don't want to put in the work because it takes all day to make content, and what is watched today is going to be forgotten about tomorrow. You have to make content every day. It's hard. But at least you're making your money in an honest way through true ad revenue on your content. No, these grifters expect you to fork over your hard-earned money to them. And Gypsy, there's no telling if she's become eligible once again to monetize on TikTok and tried to rejoin the Creator Rewards program, and maybe that's why she's posting more. Or if she's not monetized on her Instagram. I do know one thing. Her bestie, Bree, and with her cult full of minions. They talk about Gypsy's baby and her safety more than anybody else does, even her own mother, Gypsy Rose. But first, I want you to see this video and take a really good listen.
So today I plan on going and shopping for Aurora's Christmas gifts. Keep in mind that her birthday is just a few days later, and so this year I'm going to be Santa, I'm going to be mom, and I'm going to be shopping for her birthday gift. So we got to go to the store. And she is with me, but don't worry. She'll be turned around, so she won't be able to see what I get her. So. Okay, so we are in the toy aisle, and it is time to start shopping. I'm going to get her Princess Aurora. Like, I would love to get her Princess Aurora. They actually don't have a whole lot of Princess Aurora stuff, which is actually kind of weird. I love toy shopping. Look, it's a little unicorn.
Fair use disclaimer, not Gypsy shopping openly at Walmart. Because doesn't she do that with Walmart often and even Target? Didn't she just do this filming herself shopping for jeans?
It's going in the cart. Oh, I'm gonna get her that. It has like way more lights and sounds and stuff. All right, I'm gonna get her this one instead. Okay, so I see this and I think that she would love this because she loves like opening things. So I'm gonna add that to the cart too. But these are really fun activity tables.
If you can't pick up what I am laying down, let me help you. Gypsy Rose may have posted that after she was shopping at Walmart, but she regularly shops at Walmart. She was alone with the baby and she's filming content, turning her back to the baby. Never mind that she's young and she's going to see the presents before even getting them, but she's also posting this. And notice the hashtags and notice what she's tagging.
And so I'm going to get her that as well. Okay, this is Precious. I'm getting her this. So cute. These are so cute. Let's see what you have your side. Little white one. Found a Miss Rachel outfit. I used to have one and it was my absolute favorite. Mine was made out of rice though. I don't know if anybody else had one that was made out of rice and it stunk when it came out of the microwave.
Again, even though she may have filmed all of this at Walmart, she's regularly turning her back to the cart where the baby is at. Even if she posts this to her social medias later, that is still a concern because she is posting clearly what store she frequents.
But I loved it, so I'm gonna get one. Okay, so all in all, I think that was a big success. So I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna wrap up her presents.
Now, we all already know what she has said multiple times from the time before she even got pregnant and lied about being on birth control to posting 3D and 8K ultrasound photos of the baby before she was born, of her face. Not only promising but swearing on mainstream media, Good Morning America, that she was never going to put the baby in front of a camera, nor on the internet. Yet with photos like these, you might not clearly see her face, but we know she's got chubby cheeks, a little button nose, small lips, and blue eyes right now. Her stepmother, Christy, has already told everybody on a live panel on TikTok that she looks just like Mia when Mia was a baby because Mia has blue eyes. For people who believe the baby is real and for people who believe that she's not real, let's play devil's advocate and say that Gypsy Rose Blanchard certainly had a baby because I do believe that she really did. I believe that she is obsessed enough with Ken to trap him, and that's exactly what happened when she lied to him about being on birth control. But for those of you who also believe that the baby is real, think about this. She's posting a lot of pictures of her lately. You can see how tall she is, her skin tone, you can see her body. You can clearly see the kind of clothing that Gypsy puts on her, and she has been filming a lot inside of their house and even showing what Baby Aurora's bedroom looks like. But yet she wants to make everybody believe that she's always getting death threats, that she's always being stalked, that she's always being cyberbullied and harassed, and that there's a credible threat to her life and her baby. When really the only threat she's ever had was Ivory Rose Grows Wild / Ivory Rose Grows Louder, who was a paid lifetime plant to make it look like she has all these death threats, people driving by her house, baiting her to come out and fight while she's pregnant. Yet she's besties with her now. Yeah, because that's a list of things that did not ever happen. No one ever said, yeah, I think it's a great idea to become really good friends with that crazy psycho who was driving up and down my street and went live on TikTok. The stranger who I didn't even know, don't have any affiliation or connection to, started making content about me and then was baiting me while pregnant to come out and fight. Yeah, most people aren't going to become friends, especially pregnant women or new moms are going to become friends with somebody who posed such a risk and threat. But again, this is the family who didn't care as long as they were getting a paycheck, because they also did promo photos and videos with the addresses and the houses nearby where they live. Clearly not thinking about safety not thinking about how somebody might threaten the life of a convicted murderer, but the baby. Let's talk about the baby, because she recently posted a video showing 360 degrees of baby Aurora's bedroom, what it looks like, her clothing, all the different outfits that she has, the colors, and she has shown everything except her face straight on. She has shown the vehicle that they transport baby Aurora in, her stroller, even her bed. And she's even taken it a step further and shown her complete body, head, hair, outfits, all the things in the background like her home, her vehicle. And these are all things that predators and offenders can easily look up, note, and find. But what's more concerning is even if she's taking these and posting them long after she's at the store and has already left, she's posting a lot of things like this, tagging where she's at, what church she is affiliated with, showing the inside of their house, the inside of their bedroom, the inside of Ken's vehicle, her vehicle. Like I said, tagging her church, letting everybody know that they had a wonderful time at the fall festival. Yet she's actively outside with a lot of people, talking to a lot of different people, and nobody posed a threat to her. However, like I said, playing the devil's advocate here, she's not just making content out of her baby, she is posting things that would attract predators or offenders. And she's posting them to social media on the internet for all 8 billion humans to have access to. She even does this, tagging the church that she is now affiliated with, a non-denominational church, of which it takes one click to go to their Instagram and one more click to go to their website. And from that point, all you have to do is scroll all the way down and they have their number and their address and even a link to Google Maps. This is what I am referring to. Anybody can find this, and anybody can very easily figure out exactly where Gypsy Rose Blanchard often goes, or where she lives and where she likes to go often with baby Aurora, because we know that she likes to go to Target and especially Walmart a lot. And she was seen at Walmart multiple times alone or alone with baby Aurora. Now, I'm just showing you, in less than 3 clicks, Gypsy Rose Blanchard led anybody, all 8 billion people on planet Earth, the ability to locate where she's often at and the church that she's affiliated with. And if I was her, I would highly suggest you stop doing that, because not only are you a convicted murderer, but you are putting that baby in harm's way. You don't realize that posting all of this to the internet is giving people a lot of information. The only thing you're not showing is her straight on face without an emoji over it, but you're showing everything else. And that is concerning, because this is no different than family vlogging. You are invading that baby's privacy and right to safety, her legal, her civil, constitutional, and basic human rights to privacy and safety. And I'm using her posts to really drill that in to everybody's mind, that she shouldn't do that, because the tags and the hashtags are in under 2 clicks linking exactly what address her church is located at. And that church at the bottom of their Instagram has a website, and that website at the very bottom has a Google Maps link to how to get to it. And there's also links to other things like the Renaissance Festival, of which right by that is coincidentally a really large Walmart. So my advice to Gypsy Rose Blanchard would be, stop posting that baby, stop posting her bedroom, stop posting her toys and her clothes, stop posting everything except for her face. Stop giving the public so many details about that baby's whereabouts, her environment, or what you like to do on a regular basis. Don't ever post while you are actively at a place either. And I'm really shocked that her family and her friends who sit there and talk about the baby and the safety of the baby constantly have not given her this piece of advice. But as greedy and selfish, narcissistic and sociopathic as Gypsy Rose Blanchard is, there's no way she does not realize this already. And here's why. Because she's said it herself.
No, I'm not gonna show her. No, I made a choice a long time ago that I wasn't gonna show her on social media. It's to respect her privacy. We're trying to keep her as private as we possibly can. You know, I said a long time ago, I'm not gonna try to be a mommy influencer. I'm not gonna try and post about her. That's just for, I mean, I'm a new mom. I'm protective of her. And there's just a lot of creeps out there. So it's just the best for her to keep her out of it. But I can tell you she is a beautiful baby girl. She is healthy. She has a head full of hair. She's so beautiful. I think she has my eyes. I think she has my eyes but can smile. Like her little mouth looks like Ken a lot. Whose nose? I don't know yet. I don't know. She has a baby nose, so, I mean, I don't know yet. She's gonna have to grow into it for us to find out.
Very clear that I don't want her to be in the media. I won't be sharing pictures with her on the internet, or of her on the internet once she's born. I won't be, you know, exposing her to that life because it is a life of scrutiny.
And what happened to not showing the baby on social media? Well, the baby's not born yet.
Once she is born, didn't nobody hear that? Once she is born, we will not post her on social media. That little tiny life. Wasn't.
Why does Gypsy Rose Blanchard have custody of a baby when she's a pred? We have to save Gypsy Rose Blanchard's baby. Did you know that there's overwhelming evidence that she is a child pred? Exhibit 1, straight from Greene County Sheriff's Department, reads, Gypsy introduces herself as Damona. She talked about being in love with him and how he wanted to live together. She talked about having children with Nicholas and said that they would have to teach and educate their children on what not to say to keep him being a vampire a secret. She said if they had a girl, that she would have to lose her V to Nicholas when she was 13 years old. She said she would explain to her daughter why she had to lose it to Nicholas. She talked about being Nicholas's slave and what he could do to her. Her explanation for this has changed over the years. I've followed this case for over a decade. And at first she said Nicholas told her to say those things and that he was writing scripts for her to read to him on video. But that's not what she tells Kel Lowry.
And then Nick told you at one point that if y'all ever had a daughter together, he would take your daughter's virginity at 13.
Correct. And I broke up with him after he said that. We had a huge argument after that. I broke up with him. I'm like, I'm done. I called him a bunch of names. I was like, I am never gonna let you do that. So you just lost me. And then he basically talked me back by saying that I would never do that. That was my other personality, but I would never let him do that. So I got back together with him based on his promises.
And a lot of people that don't follow Gypsy Rose don't realize she's had emails released recently. And in those emails, she's saying that Ryan received an adult act in front of a 5-year-old child. This is all alleged. This is what she said in the emails. But then she goes on to marry him. And we can't forget when she was first released, her cell inmates were saying that the Preds, that's what she hung out with. And I don't know if you guys have read her book, but she claims a lot of SA from her grandfather and mother, but the way she describes it, it just ain't giving SA survivor. Like I am, I wouldn't talk like that. Aurora's safety is why I post about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. If it was trying to get justice for Dee Dee, I want justice for Dee Dee, but she's not going to be able to get locked up for that. Understand. My concern is she doesn't have a normal bonding mechanism inside her. I mean, it was just her and her mom for 24 years, and she, like that. Being a parent is hard. Being a parent is really hard. So it's just very concerning when you know she had that baby to trap Ken. As soon as that baby stops trapping Ken, what is she gonna do? Thank you guys for watching, and please talk about this yourself or share my video, because we need to collectively be concerned for this baby.
And will there be another docuseries down the road? Will the cameras continue to roll?
I don't know yet. You never know what the future holds with that. But once the baby's born, I really feel strongly that I don't want my baby to be in front of a camera. Unless it's for like home movies. I will not be putting my child in the media at all.
Why?
This world is so cruel and unsafe that there is a level of responsibility that I have to make sure that my child is protected.
So she seems to say the words. She understands that it's her job to keep her baby safe and to adhere to her privacy rights. Yet she also learned very early on that not showing her face and having her present while going live on TikTok or in her content gets her over 900% more views. When Gypsy was going live every episode of season 2, Lifetime, Life After Lockup with Gypsy Rose Blanchard, she had Baby Aurora present every time, and she was getting anywhere from 1,600 all the way up to over 5,000 people joining her lives. Yet the two, I remember, without Baby Aurora, she was getting about 250 to 300 people in her lives. And then all they were doing was asking, where is the baby? Being very generous, that is an average of at least 900% increase in viewership if Baby Aurora is present in the room or nearby. But she's got to stop doing this. Posting and tagging their church, what Walmart or Target she's at, what town they're at, showing the background of where she takes Baby Aurora or where they frequent, showing what her crib looks like, what her outfits look like, and doing this in less than 1-2 clicks. It brings you to this, where her church is located. That's not only not being safe, that is an open invitation for trouble. That is Gypsy Rose Blanchard doing exactly what she accused her own mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, of doing. And that is not breaking any toxic cycle. That is quite literally Gypsy Rose Blanchard perpetuating the same toxic cycle, according to only what she has said about her own mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, in the way that she treated her. It almost begs the question, does she want something bad to happen? Is she inviting that kind of trouble intentionally? And if she does ever see this video, I hope she heeds this advice. Stop showing the baby. Stop showing her room. Stop showing her clothes, her bed, her car seat, her stroller. Do not tag places while you are there. Be very careful of what buildings and addresses you are showing on buildings in the background or license plates on vehicles. Be very careful about letting people know that you like to go to Walmart or Target a lot because there's only one in that area. Stop tagging churches who have not only on their Instagram, but one click away from their website, their address, their service schedules, because you never know who could be actually stalking you and who could be watching you and Baby Aurora, doing recon on you, finding out your movements, your schedule, your routine. And this is not unique to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. This is why I have always utilized security cameras for the last 12 years. Why I am also armed and why I take it very seriously, the safety of myself and my children. And I highly, highly suggest that Gypsy Rose Blanchard do the same if she gave a damn about that baby. And it is very possible that Baby Aurora could grow up, not like the fact that her privacy and her safety was invaded and put on the internet by her own mother, and could potentially sue one day. You have to let her turn 18 and let her decide if that is the lifestyle that she wants to have one day. And anything under 18, you must be extremely cautious and careful what you are posting. Because what a lot of celebrities and a lot of public figures who truly have a talent and are beloved already know for a certain fact, for a truth, is that it doesn't matter how many fans you have. It doesn't matter how famous or how accessible you are. You are always going to receive equal, if not more, negative attention and people that are not a fan of you. And because Gypsy Rose Blanchard is not a public figure, she is not an influencer, and she is not a celebrity with a talent. She is infamous. She is only known for one bad, very bad thing. She is known for being a convicted murderer. She is known for being a psychopath, a sociopath, a narcissist. She is known for pathologically lying and grifting off of good, hardworking people. She is known for being a 24-year-old grown adult who didn't even wash her own dishes, do her own laundry, or clean her own house. Pretended to be a paraplegic and pretended to be mentally handicapped. For every one fan, supporter, or stan that Gypsy Rose Blanchard may have, she's going to have an equal 100,000 who are not. Because generally people are not ignorant. They're not blind. They're not stupid. They know the truth, and it is what it is. So Gypsy Rose Blanchard is always going to receive a lot of negativity and a lot of backlash unless she actually decides to go private and to just live a normal life. She doesn't seem to take into consideration that she is showing a lot of different, very identifiable things in the backgrounds of her photos, and even telling people where she's going to be, when she's going to be there. Even her family vacations to Alaska and to Florida, Walt Disney World. As hated as she is, and as hated as she is always going to be till the day she dies, that in and of itself is a danger to her own baby. Because simply being her mother is a risk to her privacy, a risk to her safety. And I would think that Gypsy would really consider just how much that she does deserve to have her privacy and her safety, that she does deserve to be protected. The girl turned 24-year-old woman who was still pretending to not only be mentally handicapped, but to also be a paraplegic in a wheelchair, participating and accepting awards. A fully fledged, full-blown grown woman taking real awards from real disabled children. Now, I'm not saying she's the Antichrist, but I'm just saying I ain't ever witnessed anybody so damn close. Protect that baby. Stop posting her. Stop posting her room, her clothes, and everything surrounding her. You are quite literally giving predators and offenders the ability to locate and track you, to locate and track your own baby. This is not only a safety risk and very dangerous, you're participating in it. And God forbid, Gypsy Rose Blanchard might be a piece of fucking shit who does not give a fuck about anybody but herself. She may be a pathological liar. She may be a convicted murderer who plot and planned and carried out the heinous crime of killing her own mother. And she might not ever be okay in the head. But just because she is all of those things plus doesn't mean that us good, decent human beings are anything like her. She might not consider her baby's privacy and safety. And if she's not going to, then we will. Gypsy, stop posting that baby. Stop posting her picture, her likeness, her body, her hair, her outfits, her room in 360 degrees, what kind of clothes she wears, what kind of vehicle and stroller she's often in, what church she often goes to, or what Walmart or Target she's often with you at. If you don't ever do anything else, just stop doing that.
Sorry that you fell in love with a piece of shit like me.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Please like and share. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, and I will catch you all on the flip side.